Hello, everyone. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day and are making some really good trades. Let's dive right into the analysis here, but not on Bitcoin. Let me get back to the SPY. And again, we had a very, very volatile day today. Up, down, left, and right. And look at what happened. We pushed up higher, made a new all-time high in the SPY, and then lost all of those gains. And really, it's the market was really indecisive on what it was gonna do in the after hours. I don't know if you guys can see the after hours, regular trading hours. In the extended hours, we actually rallied back up like 30 basis points. And right now, in the overnight, the futures are all up. The Nasdaq is almost up an entire percentage point, trying to rally up here, breaking this downsloping trend line. Same thing for the Russell 2000, also rallying up. The Dow Jones up, S&P is up, and crypto market is also pumping up, very, very much so. And we got some crazy longs going on there too. Oh, I think I just removed the. There we go. That's good. So yeah, basically, for me, like what I'm gonna be doing is just really continue to stay on the sidelines until the market makes its mind on where it's gonna go. Again, I am looking for either a pullback or an extension of the wave three, and the wave three can really extend, right? So we don't need to get this 1-2 setup that I'm showing you guys right here. We could easily just pump and continue to pump inside of this wave three and extend and extend and extend. And eventually, what's going to happen is you'll finish up around here. Like you'll finish up at the 600 area, maybe even higher if it gets super bullish. But I really doubt that it just continues to go up. But I've seen it before. Markets just continue to pump nonstop. You get some small dips, but those dips are to be bought. And this has nothing to do with the economy being bullish and all that, but it's just historically after a Fed pivot, or most of the time after a Fed pivot, after a Fed rate cut of like 50 basis points or something, the first cut, you actually see the market rally for a few weeks. So that's why I'm saying to people like we may experience a very parabolic move in the market. The S&P should make it. Well, actually, I should say should. It already has made a new all-time high. It could continue to make a new all-time high, for the next couple of weeks here. And after that, probably October, somewhere around there, I think we're going to be looking for a big market reversal. All of these gains should be erased, and then we'll go from there. But again, this is just what I'm thinking is going to happen. It's what it's kind of what I'm expecting too. And yeah, that's basically it. So let's dive into some stocks here. So again, not much has really changed in terms of my levels. Nothing has been really hit. Tesla was getting a nice bid at one point, and then again lost all of its gains along with the Nasdaq. But I think we're gonna get a pump tomorrow if things hold in the overnight. And Nvidia also started to make its reversal as well. We'll see if these charts hold. I can't tell you guys what is going to happen, but I can tell you where my levels are and what we're going to be doing. So if my levels hit, then I'm going to be longing. If my levels hit here, we're going to be shorting, right? When the stock is in between these levels, this is a no trade zone, and usually most traders get blown up trying to overtrade and take some picks that are not in a high probability area where it's going to be either going to take a reversal or break down significantly. So as for me right now, Nvidia, there's no setup here. Google, it could be getting ready for a setup towards the downside as well, but again, we're going to need some really big news to kind of shake the market down if it is going to go down, because right now it's bull city. It's pump city. It's buy everything. I guess some news is coming out in the future that's pumping this up. You can see the USD JPY, a pair actually had a very big pop today on the news on the Fed rate cut. Let me just get back to the pair here. So I was actually longing right around the lows here. I just closed my trade. I was up about 1,800, and I think we got a pretty decent move in this pair. We went up like 2% here. Could this mean that we're going to get this flat scenario to play out? It can. I mean, if this starts to play out, then the markets should be supported. You should see more upside in this. And you can see the Nikkei is already getting a very nice bid as well. But this could this be short-lived? It very well could be, right? You got another setup for another ABC towards the downside and to rip down in the C leg. But again, well, we got to be patient. You got to sit on your hands and you got to wait for the prime setup. Let's take a look at the DXY. So the DXY also had a nice surge today. We got a big drop, then a big bounce back. We got a big rally in the overnight. And now it's just like giving back some of its gains again. But again, if this flat plays out, then your target is essentially right here, 102.2 for the DXY. You're starting to see some yields curl back up here. So again, we're looking for a wave 4. We'll take a look at the TLT because someone was asking me about the TLT and TMF. So finally, TLT finished its impulse higher here. So you're finishing up some counts, which is nice. Now you're getting a pullback in, I believe, this count here. So let me just see. I got too many lines. I'd like to move them a little bit so clean things up. So now you're getting a pullback in a wave 4. Could the pullback already be done? It could. It could already be done here. Shallow wave 4. 15 minutes getting already oversold. You're getting bullish divergence. 45-minute, you got no divergence too, so that's kind of what you want to see. This could be just a very quick crash correction. It could also be a bigger, correction given the move that we've gotten. But I wouldn't be surprised if you go a little bit deeper, right? And I wouldn't be surprised if you also were to correct much longer than just straight down and then continue to go up. So let's see. In terms of a level, very quickly, if this is a crash correction, then you should reverse out of this area here and then continue to go up. I mean, these levels have been working quite well. Again, they're not perfect on the yields or the TLT. There's some big swings sometimes, but I mean, it worked here. It kind of worked here. This one you had a little bit of of an overlap. The trade setup was kind of lost, but eventually you continued to go higher. The trend was correct. This setup worked right here. And then this longer term setup was a beautiful buy back in April when I was following the count down to this tick here. And then, we continued to long and essentially hold our long position until today. And we're still long today from April. So I'm continuing to hold my position until we really get up into these levels at 106 to, I believe, 117 on TLT. And if TMF is going to play out in a similar way, then TMF should probably be dip by either tomorrow, or if it wants to have a bigger correction, then TLT may it could also do something like this, right? A, B, and then correct even deeper again for a bigger correction. So you just gotta be patient on this one. Just wait to see how this is gonna play out. But eventually you'll get a pullback in a wave 4. It'll be done. You'll get another 5th wave high, and then you'll finish this count here, and then you get another pullback. So it's going to be really choppy, right? So the yields aren't going to go down in a straight line. I think we've already gotten that significant move, but I wouldn't be surprised for a big meltdown as well. So, I'm open to both scenarios, but at least we got the trend correct, so that's beautiful. Let's take a look at the Qs here. So the Qs continue to follow the NASDAQ as well, but are struggling from this downsloping trend line. It managed to pierce today with a nice little wick, but also closed below it. Now in the overnight, if this holds up, you could get a big gap up tomorrow. And I don't know what seems to be the news driving this. Let me just check what we got going on in the overnight markets in terms of news. 18. Nothing really. 9:30 p.m. There's just Australian dollar tomorrow. Yeah, I don't know what's driving it up. I guess there's some really good news coming up. Maybe I'll check FinTwit later and see what's popping. But right now the markets are rallying pretty hard. So just it's good if you're long. Hopefully you guys got some longs. I know some people are short. Again, you got a low risk short if you are looking to short, because you got a pivot to trade against. If you just continue to push up and you take out this pivot, then you close out your short and you move on to the next trade. All right, let's continue on. Let's take a look at Apple here, because Apple did get a bounce back today. So, right, nice little bounce back, filled the gap nicely. Is it going to continue to go down? Again, I'm still holding my short position from these highs, and I'm going to see if we are going to take profit on it or we're just going to sit in it and let it play out. We also have PALL. That's been long. We've been long this for quite a bit of time, but again, it pulled back pretty hard today. So I think yesterday might have been the right time to take profit, but I think I got a little bit too greedy on it. But let's see how palladium. Let me see what palladium is doing in the overnight. Maybe it's continuing to sell off. No, it's bouncing back. So if it does continue higher and create some bearish divergence, then I'll probably start to take my profits. But this one's been a long time coming. We've been long this name for a very long time, but it's been taking its time to give us a return on it. All right, let me see what else we got going on. So oil continues to follow this count here. Could still be a crash correction up. If not, it'll create some sort of bearish divergence in an A wave, and it'll get a bigger correction lower later on. But you seem to be doing okay for now. I don't really like the structure of this. I think you need something bigger like this. But let's just gonna wait for the chart to develop a little bit more, and just go with the count that I have now. All right. And Tesla. So let's take a look at Tesla. I don't think anyone's asking me to cover anything tonight other than maybe the Nikkei. Someone was talking about the Nikkei in my Discord. So the Nikkei is getting a pop up today. Not too surprising. I mean, like, we got the Fed decision, and I bet the Nikkei is loving that. And also the USD JPY pair got a big bounce, so that's probably helping our market. But eventually it could continue to strengthen and then push their market even lower again. All right, so yeah, I'm very tired right now, and I'm ready to go shower and just get some rest. But overall, the market continues to be very volatile, very erratic. So I don't expect people to, in my opinion, I don't expect people to really understand what's going on until the trend establishes itself, and then you'll know where the stock market's going. As for now, again, sitting on my hands, sitting cash heavy. I'm not ready to get into very big heavy positions at the moment. If we dip, and if we dip pretty hard and we get a 1-2 setup, then I'm going to be willing to take a trade on a low risk, low risk and high probability win, where that this could continue up into wave 3. And if we don't and we start crashing down, then you got a dip by area here at 525 to 510. All right, guys, have a good night. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.